I thought it was a very powerful, strange show. It was so great having this kind of army coming out in feminized military clothes. I guess it's very timely. It was good. And then against that sort of Pepto-Bismol house. It was very strange. It was a very dreamy experience. Trippy, even.
I thought it was amazing. You know, I love that it sort of had a little bit of a military vibe, but then a little bit of 50s shapes and all the embellishment. It's a great collection. And what's not to love about a velvet Dr. Scholl's sandal?
You know, as usual, the clothes were just so inventive. I just love how he throws so many different ideas together and somehow they work. Whether it's colors or, you know, rivets or whatever, it all just works. It was great. It was young and it was fresh, and you're not distracted by the girls or looking different as well because he has that uniform look for them. So I like that too, that it's just all about the clothes. It was great, and I love a military theme.
I thought it was a great show. I thought it was one of his great shows. First of all, he did this brilliant, collapse, which is collapsing fashion and accessories into one. And just that whole idea, that you have everything you need on your back. And so the way that purses were built into the clothes, but were they purses, were they pockets? Just that whole idea that you have everything you need on you, and yet it was light. I thought it was one of Marc's great shows, you know. It was really focused on fashion in a great, simple way, but so layered and so complex. I thought it was a great show.
Best show of the week. Totally in the spirit of the time. There's a whole sense of menace around, I find, in fashion. His was the last show before 9/11 itself. It's the last show of this season. 13 years later, we're back in this problematic, internationally political, and I feel a whole threatening atmosphere. Fashion in its way, in its aesthetic way, is reflecting a general forbidding moment, you know, foreboding about the future. And, as it happened, the clothes were great. They were very Marc Jacobs, the buttons, the look. It was a great signature show. You could see the models were pumped up by what they were wearing, the complete lack of prints, the whole military khaki, olive, Gurkha colors. Yeah, memorable event. Plus an amazing set by Stephen Beckman. Pink House looked like South Fork, I don't know, Dallas.
Marc wanted to do an immersive experience where you have a soundtrack and you have girls and you have something to kind of look at. So we kind of came up with the idea to do a house, and a giant pink house, you know, an exaggerated scale, so it looks like something that just kind of fell into the armory as like an art piece or like the Wizard of Oz, and like the idea of this pink kind of naive color. And Steve Mackey did an incredible job on the soundtrack, which is spoken word mixed with strings, evoking in your head what you'd be thinking, like a narrative of girls going into the house and out of the house.
There's been too much going on. Can we move the house to a place where nothing ever happens and things are slower? I'll be happy there.
Well, it was an interesting setup, doing the sort of dual soundtracks, using the headphones. I thought sort of brought this intimacy to the proceedings that was, unusual for him. The clothes were beautifully detailed like they always are. It was interesting to hear some of the same messages from last season to this. I mean, last season you had Jessica Lange, insisting, happy days are here again. Here at the end, let's move the house, let's go somewhere where I can be happy. So, Marc sort of likes to mess with us, and so who knows if that's what he's trying to say or that's what he thinks. The clothes I thought were quite straightforward, though. You had these sort of standard issue, almost army clothes that he made very feminine by blowing up the volumes, by cutting things short, by adding extras like the pretty cabochons, by, inserting holes in it. There's something really powerful always about a show where the models are all in wigs and there's this very uniform look. It's a useful tool, I think, to create a message, this camouflaging the girls' real identities. But that's, that said, this is a really cool cast, I thought. I mean, there's a lot of models we didn't recognize and new faces, which has always been a Marc thing. There was a simplicity that I liked. And I liked the way it progressed, where it was plain at the beginning and by the end it was quite ornamented.